Did you know that Samantha Fox, a British pop singer best known for her racy music videos in the 80s, once came this close to marrying a criminal mastermind? And that criminal boyfriend is just the start. Over the decades, Samantha Fox's romantic life has been a hurricane of flings, marriages, and rumored hookups. Her relationship history reads like a blockbuster movie script. So who exactly did the Touch Me singer date, marry, or allegedly hook up with? In the late 80s, Samantha Fox was a fresh-faced teenage model breaking into the music scene. Her revealing outfits and suggestive lyrics made her an instant sensation. But behind the scenes, Fox was being manipulated by one of the most clever con artists of the era, Peter Foster. Foster was a smooth-talking Australian fraudster who targeted the ultra-wealthy. Using fake identities and bogus business opportunities, he swindled millions from unsuspecting millionaires and moguls. As his relationship with Fox blossomed, Foster worked to isolate the young pop star from her family and manipulate her into becoming his wife. As Fox admitted years later, "I came close to marrying him because I was so vulnerable." She was on the verge of tying the knot with Foster until revelations about his criminal past surfaced. An enormous scandal erupted and their relationship imploded just weeks before the planned wedding. You're wrong if you think Foster was the only jaw-dropping romantic entanglement for Samantha Fox over her decades in the spotlight. From TV stars to professional athletes, no celebrity man was off-limits when it came to her dating life, as you'll see with this utterly unbelievable example. In 1989, the British tabloids were abuzz with rumors that Samantha Fox was cozying up to none other than Paul Stanley, the legendary frontman of rock band Kiss. The two were spotted out together on apparent dates, sparking rampant speculation that Fox and the star's singer were an item. While neither Fox nor Stanley overtly confirmed a relationship, they did little to deny the dating gossip either. In interviews, Fox gushed about finding Stanley very attractive, while he played coy about their connection. Fans went wild at the thought of the pop princess dating one of rock's most iconic frontmen. The rumored fling was very on-brand for both Fox and Stanley. She had built a career pushing boundaries with her overtly sexual persona. Meanwhile, Stanley was known for his many relationships with models and big-haired music video vixens throughout Kiss's global stardom. A romance between the two would have combined the edgiest sides of pop and rock into a perfectly 80s power couple. But the rumored Paul Stanley fling is but a drop in the ocean of Fox's romantic romps. Speaking of people Samantha Fox hooked up with, there was one celebrity whose dalliance with the pop star bordered on a #MeToo movement before that term even existed. It involves a music icon, a teenage Samantha fresh off of her modeling days, and a video shoot that quickly went off the rails into something much more sinister. In the mid-80s, Samantha Fox had graduated from her scandalous Page 3 modeling days into a full-fledged pop superstar with smash singles like Touch Me and Naughty Girls. The teenager's music videos leaned hard into her bombshell image, featuring her strutting around practically nude while delivering sugary sweet vocals. It was during this era that 19-year-old Fox landed a high-profile video shoot with American teen idol David Cassidy, who was attempting a musical comeback after his 70s heyday as the star of the Partridge Family. According to Fox, from the moment Cassidy locked eyes on her scantily clad figure on set, he was overcome with an animalistic sexual desire. Fox alleges Cassidy was visibly aroused and sweating profusely as cameras rolled. But his inappropriate behavior took a criminal turn after they wrapped the video shoot for his single Romance. Fox says Cassidy invited her and her father out to dinner under the pretense of celebrating the collaboration. But once at the restaurant, the 35-year-old Cassidy took Fox to the bathroom and tried to force himself on her. But Cassidy wasn't the only famous name Samantha Fox crossed paths with in utterly shocking ways. Let's circle back to that period before Fox became Britain's most lusted-after pinup fantasy, and the young models she thought she could try her charms on. In the early 80s, before her pop career took off, young Samantha Fox took naive teen models under her wing to show them the ropes of the glamour modeling industry she had dominated. One such ingenue was Debbie Ashby, a wide-eyed 17-year-old from up north trying to make it big. According to Ashby, a starry-eyed Fox invited her to crash at her parents' home in London while she got settled into the seedy, harsh world of Page 3 modeling. Ashby says Fox instructed her to sleep on a mattress in the bedroom while Fox took the actual bed. However, the older and wiser Fox had ulterior motives. It wasn't until one fateful night at a gay club in London that the truth finally became clear. Another model, who was intimately involved with Fox, confronted Ashby. As the mistress screamed, "Leave Sam alone, she's with me now," the scales fell from Ashby's eyes. She had been an unwitting part of a love triangle as Fox made steady sexual advances. For Fox's part, she has never addressed the specifics of these events that allegedly occurred over 40 years ago. But Ashby maintains she was manipulated and groomed as a sexual plaything before realizing what had happened. Debbie Ashby wasn't the only girl Samantha had eyes on, though. This next one was a romance Fox was unwilling to admit having. Chris Bonacci thought of Samantha as a liar and a cheat. Because Fox refuses to admit that they had an affair, the report was entirely from Chris's perspective. According to Chris, Fox once even seduced Chris's ex-girlfriend, who told Chris long afterwards that the only way to describe Sam's sex drive was animalistic. Bizarrely, Chris was able to forgive the infidelities and blame it on Sam's drinking. But conversely, Sam could be extremely possessive and jealous. Chris didn't enjoy having every minute of her day accounted for or being owned, but Sam's vulnerability and neediness appealed to her. At the beginning, there was a lot to like about Sam. They moved in together very quickly, and the best times were when they were together in Sam's flat, massaging one another's feet and watching TV over a meal Sam had cooked. When she was sober, Sam was brilliant, funny, and affectionate. Her mom and Nan were totally aware of her relationship and liked Chris. Chris enjoyed her wifely role too, doing Sam's admin, selling Sam's flat, and finding a new home where they planned to live together forever. It is the memories of domestic bliss that obviously pain Chris. She reiterates constantly how much she loved Sam and would never have laid bare her soul had Sam not casually dismissed their relationship. If Samantha Fox didn't even register her relationship with Chris as a fling, what are we to make of this next one? As we look at the British singer's past, we find a Spanish fling that some may have forgotten or simply not known. Turns out that Samantha Fox was the girlfriend of Rafi Camino, or Raphael as he prefers to be called. The tabloid press has always called him Rafi, and that's how the bullfighter is popularly known in his country. Apparently, in his younger years, he was so irresistible that he managed to capture the heart of the fiery Samantha Fox, although it didn't last long. Samantha started as a photography model at 16, usually scantily clad. She was desired as an erotic icon, not only for her beauty, but also for her English pop songs, which raised the temperature even more. When the Londoner was already famous in her country, fame brought her to Spain for various television appearances, and obviously, the Spanish audience went crazy, especially the male audience, because of her conspicuous breasts, as things were back then. So, one of those nights when Fox was performing, Rafael Camino went to see her. It was in Marbella, and he was with a group of friends. Samantha, during her performance, approached the table, getting closer to Rafi and made him blush while also making his eyes sparkle. But that thrill didn't end there. He gave her a rose and she sensually placed it between her lips. A few hours later, they were in bed together, and from there, a romance of 6 months was born. That half year was discontinuous because Rafi had a busy schedule, and she was the same, singing here and there, making it difficult to coincide and maintain a relationship in the old-fashioned way. However, according to the digital outlet, his mother didn't find that stunning English girl amusing at all. She could kick her son's professional career to the curb. Talking about kicking, there was so much to say about Fox's relationship with this next person. Of all of Samantha Fox's alleged romantic dalliances, perhaps none is as salacious as the rumor she hooked up with legendary Scottish soccer player Frank McAvennie in the early 1980s. Details are extremely sparse on what exactly went down between the bronzed singer and the rugged football striker. McAvennie himself has never outright confirmed or denied being physical with Fox, but multiple tabloids at the time strongly insinuated that McAvennie and Fox had some sort of casual fling or one-night stand while he was playing for the West Ham United club. The reason this rumored hookup is so juicy is because of the sheer randomness and contrasting worlds of the two parties. Fox was an up-and-coming teenage pop-tart who oozed sex appeal in her music videos. Meanwhile, McAvennie was a decade older and a blue-collar working-class hero who found fame scoring goals for the beloved West Ham soccer franchise. Their rumored fling would have been like hitting the random hookup button on a computer dating program. Just when you thought Samantha Fox's romantic pairings couldn't get any more outrageous, we haven't even gotten to the woman she not only dated for 4 years, but secretly planned to marry. You won't believe who this mystery fiance was. While Fox's heterosexual dating life garnered plenty of headlines, her under-the-radar relationship with a woman named Myra Stratton may have been her most serious commitment of all. For over 16 years, starting in the late 1990s, the Naughty Girls Need Love 2 singer quietly dated her manager, Myra Stratton. The two were so private about their romance that Stratton's existence as Fox's partner was completely unknown to the public for years. In 2003, Fox finally confirmed she was gay and had been in a years-long relationship with Stratton the entire time. She admitted she had realized her sexuality in her 20s, but stayed closeted out of fear of how her fans would react. The big reveal showed Fox and Stratton's bond was the real deal. They had planned to secretly marry years prior, but didn't due to a lack of legal rights. Sadly, they never did make it down the aisle, as Stratton passed away from cancer in 2015 at age 60. Their 16-year romance showed Samantha Fox's dating pool extended far beyond just male celebrities and public figures. Fox's love life was far from over after the tragic loss of Myra Stratton. In fact, it was just the beginning of her most recent romantic chapter, which has an ending you never saw coming. After 16 years in a deeply committed relationship with Myra Stratton, Samantha Fox found love again in the most unlikely of places, on the road while on tour for a revival of her musical hits. In 2016, the singer began dating Linda Bridget Olsen, a Norwegian native who was working as Fox's tour manager. What started as casual flirtatious banter between the two eventually blossomed into a full-fledged romance against the backdrop of Fox's concert treks across Europe. The relationship moved quickly, with Olsen proposing to Fox on Valentine's Day 2020 while the two were hunkered down during COVID lockdowns. However, the real surprise came in June 2022, when Fox, now 56, and Olsen, 42, made their union officially official in perhaps the most delightfully campy wedding of the century. Held at a hotel outside London, the nuptials featured the two brides descending up the aisle and dancing to ABBA in matching custom dresses covered in sequins and rhinestones. The venue was decked out to the absolute nines in all things Eurovision. Glitzy staging, disco balls, and enough flashing lights to put a Las Vegas casino floor to shame. It was extra. It was ostentatious. It was so undeniably perfect for Samantha Fox. After decades of tumultuous breakups, whirlwind flings, and secret same-sex affairs, Fox had finally found domestic bliss in the most marvelously undomesticated way imaginable. A European kitsch extravaganza tailor-made for pop's original sexy persona, complete with choreography, feathered costume changes, and enough campiness to shake the earth's foundations. Samantha Fox's romantic history was a roller coaster befitting of her chaotic and controversial existence in entertainment. But in the end, she commemorated the ultimate act of love and partnership the only way she knows how, by taking something traditional and subversively turning it into an outrageous, unabashedly raunchy spectacle completely in step with her iconic persona. And really, would we have expected anything less? If you liked this video, make sure to watch our other videos about beautiful ladies of yesteryear.